going on, YouTube? It is your boy Trev. So today I was working on this road. This road is a mess. It's been a mess for a little while. They did all the utilities up and down this road. In other words, they put in new drainage, gas lines, water lines, things like that. And every time they do that, they've got to dig up the asphalt, dig up the road, and then they patch it with temporary asphalt. With the intention that basically they're going to just redo the whole road, asphalt the whole thing. But they're not only just doing the road, they're also doing the sidewalks, the curbing, they're doing everything. So I was working today on this road, and I was working with the curb crew. Now, even though this road has been a wreck for a long time, I mean, it must do a job on everybody's suspension running up and down this road. There's so many bumps, it's so bad. Even though we were there today, and could have been there with the paving crew and putting down new asphalt, but I was there with the curb crew. And we were digging out the old curb, putting in a trench and putting in brand new curb. And so a couple people asked, when are you going to pave the road? When are you going to pave the road? I think they probably couldn't understand why we're there with a big crew and we're doing curb when the road is such a mess. Well, you have to do things in a certain order. Doesn't make sense to do the road before you do the curb. Because if you go and put down brand new asphalt, now you're going to dig up the edges of that to reset the curb. So you'd put in the asphalt, then you're going to dig it back up again, or at least dig trenches toward the edges of the road. It's just not the order of things, right? So you leave the road the way it is, the mess that it is, unfortunately. You get the curb done. Once the curb is set, now you have your grade for your sidewalks, and you've got a bunch of machines that are in the road that are digging up sidewalks and stuff. So you do your curb, then you do your sidewalks, then you put down your asphalt. That's the last thing that gets done. Only makes sense, right? So why am I talking about this? Well, I love analogy. Kind of reminded me of something else that's going on right now with Juris Protocol. And I was listening to a meeting today between LL69 and the co-dev. And I call him the co-dev because Frag has taken the lead dev role to get the protocol done. And this friend of mine is helping him out with that. Helping them to get it done. And actually, he's just a wealth of knowledge, this guy. So everyone's really grateful to have him. Anyway, so I was listening to these guys talk today, and they're talking about all the things that are done, all the things that need to get done, and the process. So I'm going to tell it to you as I think I heard it. But I want you to make sure that you go to Rocco and LL are going to do a space tomorrow. I know it's usually on Sunday, but Rocco's out traveling the world, so tomorrow's the day that they're going to do it. Eastern time, I think it's 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I don't know. You can find it on Twitter. Anyway, if you listen to that, you can get all the actual technicals. But I'll tell you, like I said, approximately what I think I heard, right? So something that's come up a little bit on Twitter and maybe in some DMs or whatever is there are some people who are getting pretty impatient waiting for the airdrops of Juris that were supposed to come by staking Lunk with the Juris validator. It's been a couple months now that these have been promised. Now, some of you again, it's happened in different ways. I guess some people, once they get their coins, they can do whatever they want with them. Some of them are vested for a while. Anyway, whatever. They've been working on the process to get this done through smart contracts or however they do it, right? It's pretty much done. This is what I think I heard. It's done, but anything that you do like that, now, once it's done and it's the smart contract is written or whatever, now you want to do testing. You want to do testing in testnet, right? When it goes live, it's on mainnet, okay? This is about as technical as I get. Anyway, so they want to get that done. There are, and just bear with me for a second, there are also a lot of other things that are smart contracts or whatever, for the protocol, for the website, for whatever, right? A lot of other things that are ready, that are already kind of done and ready to go into testnet, right? So the dev is looking for all these smart contracts to come to him maybe over the next day or two so he can run them in testnet, get them all tested, make sure everything's working properly, tweak whatever he needs to tweak, get it done. There's one other thing that they're really waiting for that's really going to be cool. We can't wait to actually release it. Having to do with the website. And this is coming in approximately 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. So the question was asked, instead of releasing these things a little bit here, a little bit there, which I guess is a little more work to do it that way, it was like, why not just wait until, the 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, which puts us at around Christmas, before Christmas, at Christmas, and kind of, get everything and drop everything and release everything at the same time. Start testing it now, but release all this stuff, this whole package of stuff kind of all at the same time. And that could go down that way. But LL, I could hear it in his voice. He's feeling such anxiety about how long it has taken to get these airdrops done. And he feels horrible about it. So I think what I heard, if I understand it correctly, is they're not even, I think, necessarily going to go the test net route with these airdrops. They're going to do a beta. Okay? Which means, if I understand it correctly, I was at work. I didn't have time to ask all the questions I could have asked. But if I understand that correctly, I think what that means is that they're going to release whatever it is that they're going to release that basically, gets these airdrops done or whatever. They're going to release it in a beta version, which means that kind of is the testing, right? If it works, if it doesn't work, whatever little glitches there are, they'll come out when people go get their coins, right? I can't imagine that you would do something like that and then there was a problem, somebody didn't get their coins and you wouldn't take care of them, right? I guess they're prepared for that. But also, they probably realize that this dev is just top notch. If he says it's ready to go, it's probably ready to go. Running it through testnet is probably that's kind of like the way you do it, but they probably feel confident enough about it that we can just go beta. And the reason that they're doing that is because, like I said, LL he wants to get this stuff out to you ASAP. So if you're one of the people who are waiting for those coins and actually starting to nag about where are they, this was supposed to happen, blah, 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 know that it's going to be happening very soon. And if it were up to the dev, it would be done a different way. But LL is really pushing to get this out to you as fast as possible because he knows you've already been waiting long enough. Now, I know, or I suppose, those of you that are rushing, let's hurry up and get this, I don't know, maybe you want to sell them and buy Christmas presents. Maybe there are a bunch of other things that are running right now and you want those coins so that you can, again, sell them and maybe ape into some other things. I'm expecting that once this is done and everybody gets their airdrops, I'm expecting the price to maybe take a little dip because I'm thinking a lot of people are going to dump them. Now, again, there are a lot of people that they're vested and they can't really do it that way. But those of you who have been waiting for a while and who are kind of complaining about it, some of you will probably hold on to them, if you're smart about it. But I'm not saying it's dumb to sell them either. That's not what I mean. You do whatever you want with your bags. It's just what I'm anticipating. So anyway, that's imminent. I can't put a time frame on it. Few days, next week. I'm not sure, right? But it's going to get done before everything else gets done. Now, back to my little thing about the road, you might ask yourself, well, all these other things that are done and ready to go, maybe if they had concentrated all that time on getting these airdrops done and start, never mind, but, build all that other stuff after, then maybe we would have had them already, okay? And I understand that frustration. I understand that mentality. What you have to understand is that there is an order of how to do things that makes sense, right? And trust me when I tell you, trust me, bro, I understand, but believe me when I tell you, they are doing things the best way they can possibly do them, in the smartest way they can possibly do it, because they want everything released. They want everything to happen and to, this whole protocol, they want to drop it. I also want to tell you this. Whenever I'm in one of these, when I have the time to listen to one of these meetings, these little chats that these guys have, I come out of it so amped up. I start looking at all my bags, all my different wallets everywhere. I start looking at, what can I sell? what have I already made some what can I take profits on? Where can I get some extra money and go buy some more Juris right now? And that's the way I felt today. Oh my goodness. If you only knew. Every time I listen to them, I learn something new about what this protocol is capable of, what it's gonna do. I get a better idea of where it's probably gonna go, right? Money-wise, time frame, stuff like that. And again, you're not gonna hear any of it from me, but I can tell you that I'm very, very, very excited about it. We spent some time talking about what Juris Protocol, once it's running, what it's going to do for LUNC. And I'll tell you, the potential of what Juris can do for LUNC is like a dream. We're talking about way more than just bringing volume to the chain. People trading, their LUNC for Juris or trading Juris back to LUNC, bringing other people in that want to use the protocol, and so they're buying some LUNC and doing the trading, whatever. It's more than just the volume. What this thing could potentially do for LUNC, I don't really even know how to word it to you. Like I said, it's like everybody's dream come true, what it could possibly do if it's all done correctly. And I think it's going to be done correctly. It actually gets me excited about LUNC as well. Okay. Now, there are, a lot of you building a lot of things for LUNC, and it's beautiful, right? It's great that you're doing that. Some people are building some different ways that you can buy LUNC. Well, Juris is going to give you a reason to buy LUNC. It's really something special. It really, really is. So, listen to the space tomorrow. You'll get a lot more detail and things. I don't know that there's anything I'm necessarily forgetting to tell you right now. Other than, I guess the last thing that I'll tell you is that I am actually amazed on how fast. And I know some of you, again, the ones that are waiting for these airdrops, you don't think any of this is happening fast. But you would be amazed if you knew how much was actually already done, ready to be tested, how fast it's actually going to come out. We're talking breakneck speed. And if everything stays along this track, everything goes this well, and the reason it's going well, right, I keep saying it, is the preparation, the attention to detail. They are just being meticulous about everything. So once something is done, it's just done. There's really not a lot of fooling around with it and trying to fix this or that, right? If everything stays on this trajectory, we're looking at seeing this thing completed and active and running maybe sooner than some of us anticipated. That's not a promise. I mean, again, you never know what could happen, but Frag is extremely excited, and it seems working his ass off on this thing, because how much he's already got done. I heard it today. Wow. I couldn't believe it. And the other things that, the things that David Skinder is working on with LL, the things that the other dev is working on. I mean, it is all coming together so nicely. Real quick, what I want to do is I just want to go over here to the chart. We had quite a nice little run up over the last few days. And in fact, there's been really, it's been a run up the whole way. And I like to use this. Where is it? Can I see it? Is it here? I like to use this tool, and I'll go from the beginning to the end. This is this regression tool, and it shows you that this is going, upwards. Yeah, that way. It's going upward the whole time. It has just continually been going up. And yeah, we've had the ups and downs, and you see the candles, for a while there seem to be dipping. But on average, which is what this tool does, on average, this thing has continued to move up and up and up and up. Let me get rid of this regression tool. So we hit just about the 401 line today. Kind of got really close to it and then bounced off of it. And we've kind of done that before. We actually went past it a little bit, bounced off, came back down. And at the very beginning, when we had that crazy run up, we went past it, but it came back down. It took a while to get back up there. So it almost got there today. And I probably could have called it. I probably could have called that it would bounce off of it again. I think that 401 area right now for a lot of people, if they're looking at the chart, they say, well, this is as high as it's been before. So before it gets there and then dives like it did the last time, let me, maybe offload some of it here. Maybe they thought that was a high point and it was going to come tumbling back down, and maybe they'd buy some more, right? Pad their bags that way. I mean, it's a legitimate plan if it actually works out that way. I just don't know if we're going to get another big drop. There is so much happening. It's just so real. And there is so much money to be made yet to come, that this 401, it's like this mental thing for us right now. But I mean, we're going to blow past that. A 10x from here is almost like a brainless thing. It's like, duh, you know what I mean? Most people are calling for like 100x from here. And that's because they know what Anchor Protocol did. They know how much better this is going to be. They know that we're heading into probably one hell of a bull market. They know about all the plans that are going on all over the world now, in different governments for cryptocurrency, and how to make it just adoptable to big industry, and it's things are really falling into place, and the timing here really couldn't be any better. So if you're not already in Juris, I always say this, if you're not already in it, it is not too late. It's absolutely not too late. It's still very, very early. I don't care if that was 405. I would still be telling you the same thing. If you're already in Juris, keep doing your thing. Keep padding those bags. I don't care. One token at a time. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. Because when it comes down to it, staking, lending, all the other different various ways that you're going to be able to use this thing. We're talking about something else today that is kind of creative, and I'm not really going to bring it up because, we're quite a ways away from it. But there are going to be so many different ways that you can make money with this protocol. You're going, on top of just taking profits, selling some of it at certain points, right? We got to get the liquidity up. We already know that, okay? Liquidity isn't where it really needs to really be trading this thing the way we're going to be able to trade it. So, but that'll come. That's fine. But the more you have, the more you're going to be able to do. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm just saying that's my plan. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.